Everyone, and welcome to Vermont. I'm Lucia. I guess I get to kind of meet you face to face. I am posting in regards to our discussion question on technology in regards to our personal, professional, and educational biases. I'm trying out PowerPoint video, so I hope it works and it's a little bit easier for you to go back and forth between my topics instead of straight looking at me for 5 minutes. So I hope that helps, and we'll get started. A personal bias that I have regarding technology likely stems from my upbringing and how I was raised in my family. I have a bias that you should really have as little screen time as possible because it can have negative effects, and there's just so much more benefits of not having smart technology. I believe it was Megan who posted yesterday that similar to her, I had no smart technology or no smartphone until my first month of college in 2013. So all throughout high school, when the iPhone was really big and the BlackBerry, if anyone had that, was really big, I had my flip phone and I had the desktops that were available to me in high school. So I had technology available to me, but I didn't have that smart technology that gave the instant gratification that we're used to, all the information at your fingertips. But I was happy with what I had, and I really learned to communicate and have fun without that smartphone. And I think that really had an impact on me. I have a mother who's a writer. I have a twin sister who is an English teacher, and they're both strong supporters of having a physical book in front of you, staying off the screen, and really enjoying the tangible things that are in front of you instead of looking at a screen and communicating through the phone. So that definitely had an impact on me, and it continues to my beliefs now. I try my best to stay off of screens when I can. So I definitely have a bias towards that. Off to my personal bias, kind of sounding the opposite, I would have to say my educational bias is towards technology and using devices like your laptop, search engines, and doing research online. That's definitely, I'm more biased towards that because right when I entered college, I first received a laptop and started using all of those different types of technology, and I first learned about them. That was really the boom of social media and all the tech companies, smart tech companies like Apple, Google, Facebook. That's really when it became big for me in my life. So I definitely have to say, using it in my education, I'm biased towards it. I don't know if I would call myself a digital native. I'm 24 years old now, but not 100% of my life can be assumed that I used technology or had it available to me. It really, I remember when the smartphones first kind of became a thing when I was little. I really picture digital natives to be like my little 5-year-old cousins who grew up having the iPad with them at the dinner table, or like my sister's sixth grade students now who it's required to have a Chromebook in every class. So I wouldn't call myself a digital native, but I did have that technology available to me throughout my college years and a little bit of high school. As of the year that I started college in 2013, about 80% of college students were using the internet on their phone, had that technology available to them, and that was definitely me. I got that smartphone, and not long after I was saying, okay Google, to ask questions, to get information, and so I think that really makes me biased towards technology, even though I wouldn't really say I was a digital native. I tried to not have my phone react to when I said okay before. Now, a professional bias that I would have regarding technology would definitely have to be that Microsoft and Office are a better, I might offend people, a better company and technology to use compared to other technologies. I definitely think that because that's what I used growing up. That's what I first learned when I was in 8th grade in computer class. I used it all throughout my college career. I always had Android and Samsung devices. I've never owned an Apple product, and even now throughout my first professional job. Currently, I have Microsoft Office on my computer, and that's what I use with daily. So I have a bias towards it, mostly though because that's what I've always used. And I definitely acknowledge that I could be wrong. Apple could be more efficient. It could be better and easier to use. But I'm so biased against it because I've never used it before. The personal, professional, and educational biases that I have regarding technology impact my curriculum by making me look at different things in different lights and in different ways. For example, my personal bias of having low screen time and having a hard copy book in front of you, that is really what guides me to work when we're working on course content and when I'm studying. That is what leads me to be using tabs and doing physical writing. However, on the other hand, my educational bias of using technology, and I grew up and in college using it and having all those benefits, that leads me to use technology in different ways like PowerPoint and video, and to have fast, efficient research and getting things done. And I bring both of those things into my work life and into teaching and educating my students in the ways that I can in student affairs with RA training. I have coming up in a week or two, I have them both doing tangible things with books. I sent them a couple books this summer to read and to look at. However, on the other hand, I have some PowerPoints and discussions, but I try my best to use both technology and tangible things and having low screen time, so that way they're not just standing looking at a lecture PowerPoint for 2 hours, but they're also not completely distant from technology. So going back to our discussion on technology mindset, I really do enjoy my low screen time. Living on the mountains in Vermont helps me with that, but I can't ignore the benefits of technology and the effect that it has on my life. I always have my phone on me, even if I am hiking a mountain and trying to have low screen time. So it really works both ways for me. I'm curious about your thoughts, all of you, and if you share the same ideas with me when it comes to technology, please let me know. Do you guys believe that the negative impacts of technology and those trends of the current trends of having low screen time, do you believe that those impacts are greater or lesser than the positive impacts of technology and the great things that it does for us in today's generation? Thank you for watching so much. I hope you guys all have a great rest of your weekend, and I'm looking forward to next week.